Shalom to you and welcome. In this video, we'll look at stocks and bonds as forms of investments. Okay. We've looked at annuity. Annuity is a kind of investment in the sense that you're saving money for the future. So stocks and bonds are also forms of investment. So we're going to understand in this lesson, understand the difference between stocks and bonds. Okay, how are they alike and how are they different, and then be able to read stock tables so that you'll be able to interpret it and know how to use it. And then there are a lot of keyword definitions you need to know because you'll be tested on them all. In this chapter, particularly in this lesson, there are so many words. You need to understand them to be able to use them, know what they mean. So one of them is let me see if I can get the pointer here. Okay. So the cash investment. So cash investment is just whenever you make a deposit of money in a bank account or anything, you're making a cash investment. So return is what we have already known as interest rate. So that's the percent increase of the money you deposited. And then you have portfolio is a folder for you to organize your savings, your investments. So we call it financial portfolio. So it's a list of all the investments you made, you have. And then when the portfolio is made up of a variety of both high risk and low risk investments, we call it diversified portfolio. Okay, because it's diverse, very. So investors, the stock, what is it? Stock is shares of ownership. They share ownership in the company. So when you buy a stock, you mean you buy some percent of the company's wealth, and so you share in it. You share both in the gain and in the loss of that company. So if you have to know the percent, you can be written as a decimal or a percent or a fraction. So if you own 30,000 of the shares of a company, that means if the company owns 1 million, then you're going to have 30,000 divided by 1 million, and that will give you 0.03 in decimal, which is 3%. So you own 3% of that ownership of that company. And then so the person who buys the stock is a shareholder. Whenever you have a share in the company, you are a shareholder. So buying and selling stock is called trading. It's called trading. And then this is traded on stock exchange. Okay. Then now note that the price of share, how much a share is cost each day, depends on the law of supply and demand. So if a company is doing very well, then investors, people would like to pay good price for the stock because they know the more money you pay, the more gain you will get. Okay. So, but if a company is not doing very well, people don't want to pay, and so the stock price will go down. Okay. And sometimes the investors may decide to sell the stock. In that case, it's the bond. If you sell the stock, to someone else, so that person will pay you the interest and the money you paid. So now, the stock price is then how much a stock is cost each day. Give general audience the idea of how well the company is doing. Okay, how well a company is, and that also reflects the state of the national or global economy. Okay. Now, two ways to make money while investing in stock. So it's either you sell the share. If you sell the share, you sell it more than you purchased it, more than you paid for it. It is called a capital gain because you gain. Okay. But if you can also lose money, like if the bank goes bankrupt, so you sell it for less, you get less than you paid for it, so you lose money. Now, dividend is the amount you share. So every year, the bank distributes whatever it gains, part of what it profits, to all the shareholders. So each shareholder will receive based on how much the person owns. Okay, depends on how much share you have, but there is a fixed amount for one share. Okay, so some company will reinvest the profit back and then do not distribute the dividend to earn more. So if it's doing well. So now bond is when the investor lend money to the company. So now it's just like putting money in the bank. You just have that name, bond, because you put money, the bank it is still your money. The bank is going to give you back your money plus the interest that money will earn. So that's it. The company will give you will take the money and be willing to commit itself to pay that price. So the initial price you put in, or you lend to the money to the company, is called face value. We would call it principal if you put it in the bank, right? Principal is the original money you put in, and that money will yield interest. So the face value is the original money you lend the company, and then the interest that amount will earn for you. In addition, you will get back. Now, bondholders. Now, unlike stockholders, own part of the company. So bondholders do not own a share of the company. And then the return they get, that's the percent increase, is lower than the percent increase stockholders get. However, the risk is less because the risk of losing money is less, because if for example the company goes bankrupt, the bondholders will be the first to make their claim before the stockholders. So they'll get their money, they may not get interest, but they won't lose their original money. But stockholders may lose some of their money. Now, what are some of the reasons people would like to issue bonds? Well, maybe a company needs to raise money for research, or a country needs to use money to pay some of the debts the country owns to another country, or they want to, local government want to build schools or parks, or they want to do something and they don't have enough money to do it, but they know that probably after they finish doing it, the money will come later in the future. So they can buy, get bonds from people other companies, other countries who may have more than they do at that time. Okay, so we're going to read stockholders. Yeah, this is a little tiny to read here. I'm going to go to Kenny. Okay, hold on. All right, it looks better here. So stockholder, it looks a little complicated, but it's not really that bad. But I must tell you, this is the way it looks. The one I'm drawing and putting in a red box is what the stock table looks like. I added these other ones to help explain each cell for you. You need to know them. I wrote details there. So, but when you get a stock table, it's going to look like that, just like that. And then you'll be able to interpret them. So it's simple, actually. So here I guess, or rather, this one is not even there. I wrote the symbol, so tell you what the symbol is and then what the data you get. But those are the two rows. So now, I'm gonna do this. The top give you all the symbol, and to tell you, these two are this part. They talk about on the left. They talk about 52 weeks. Okay, 52 weeks. So this is telling us how much the, what is that? Oh my gosh, I just can't find the pointer. Okay, so this is oh my gosh, I just want to, I can't get the, hold on. Okay, I lost my pointer, but anyway, the first table is the table 52 weeks. You can see that the 52 weeks. Okay. So the 52 weeks is yeah. So that is the highest amount the stock is sold within 52 weeks. Okay, so and that amount is $78.34. And then 52 weeks low is the lowest amount they have sold stock since the past 52 weeks. So you see those there, $35.38. So what you see, all the numbers in the data, there's no symbol in them. So, but you need to know which one is money, which one is percent, which one is, just regular numbers, so on and so forth. So with what they represent. Now, the stock is the name of the company. So that's easy to remember, the stock, because that's the major thing we are doing. The stock is the name of the company. So this is JCPenney. The SIM is the symbol that company uses in their selling, in their trading. So those kind of separate the 52 weeks low. Now, in the middle there, we have last year. This is all last year. This is all last year. So last year. Okay. So what happens last year between those two? I'm gonna do that different color here. So in green is all that happened last year. So DIV is the dividend. Is the dividend each stockholder gets last year, or each got last year. So if this is 2.18 for one share, if a person has 10 shares, so the person will get 2.18 times 10. So if the person has 100 shares, they will get 2.18 times 100, and so forth. So you multiply that by how many shares each stockholders have. Then yield, you see, is shown in percent. So is yield is the percent yield. So that's the how much the return, which is the percent increase, the return. So you have a return of 4.7%. That's the gain increase. Okay, annual return. Okay, then PE, we'll come back to PE because we need to understand some other things before we go to PE. Okay, so from here, let's see, this in purple is all about yesterday. Okay, yesterday. So yesterday, how much for volume, sales volume, and they put hundreds there, means it is in hundreds. So whatever amount you have that is written here, you have to multiply by 100 to know how much the exact amount that volume is the number of sales, the sales volume. How many people, how many sales, or not how many people, because one person may buy more than one share. So it's how many shares that is sold, the volume of the shares that is sold. So per 100. So this is 7,473. So you multiply it. It is not money, it is the number. You multiply it by 100 to know the how many shares that JCPenney sold. Okay. Now the high is the highest amount that is sold yesterday. Is yesterday. This is all yesterday. The lowest amount that is sold, the share is sold yesterday. Okay, it's 46.63. And if you look at these two, they correspond to, they are within the range of the 52 year, because everything that is sold within since 52 weeks has to fall in there. Yeah. Now, close is called the closing price. Okay. The closing price is how much the stock, the last price a stock was sold before the stock exchange closed yesterday. Okay, so the last stock that was sold is 46.88. Why is it important to note that? So when they come back tomorrow, you know, kind of it's good to know where do they start. Is it going, it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down? Okay, so now net change is the net change, the difference between how much the closing stock, the closing price yesterday and the closing price 2 days ago. Okay, so that's it. So to find it, kind of know whether is the stock, is it going up or is it going down. Okay, some of the questions, so you maybe ask the questions to find all these I have explained what each of those numbers represent. So few more. If you owned 3,000 shares in JCPenney stock last year, what dividend did you receive? Well, we go to the dividend, we look at the dividend. The dividend is, so we have this. The dividend is 2.8. So it's going to be 2.8. Okay, 2.18 times 3,000. Okay, times 3,000. I don't know why this is not responding. Come on. But anyway, okay, let's do. Okay, so 2.18 times 3,000. That's 6,054. So that's that. Number one, 6,000. So that's it for question number one. And then the next talks about find the annual earnings. So the annual earning, you use this formula. So the annual earning is going to be, annual earning is going to be yesterday's closing price, and yesterday's closing price is 46.88. Okay, this is number 2. It is 46.88 divided by the PE. So the PE is 22, and that would expand to, okay, so let's plug it into a calculator. We'll go 46.88 divided by 22. So, which is about, oops, come on, 2.13. 2.13. So 2.13 is the annual earning. What does that mean? So this is good. 46.88 over 22. Yeah. Okay, what does that mean? That means, and that comes to what PE is. PE is the yesterday's closing price is whatever the annual earning is 22 times this amount. It's 22 greater than the annual earning. So this $46.88, which is the yesterday's closing, it is 22 times greater than the annual earning, than this. It's 22 greater than that. Okay, so they are related. If you have the annual earning and you want to find PE, you just kind of switch them, solve the equation, and then divide yesterday's divided by annual earning, you get PE. Okay? So they have that relationship. Then what was the closing price 2 days ago? All right, the closing price 2 days ago, I'll just write that here. So I think this is the video screen that is making this not work. I don't know. Okay, so the closing yesterday is 46. No, the net, yeah, 46.88. The net is negative 1.3. So we know yesterday, whatever we earned yesterday minus yesterday minus 2 days ago. Again, you have to start from the most recent and then go backward because it's subtraction. So yesterday minus 2 days ago equals the net. Okay, so we're looking for 2 days ago. The net is negative 1.3. Let's check it. Negative 1.31. And the close yesterday 46.88. 46.88. So we have 46.88 minus T. So we can solve the equation. Since we are looking for T, we can subtract 46.88 from both sides. Okay, if you do, that's negative 1.31 minus 46.88. So we have negative 48.19. Negative 48.19. So that's negative T equals that. Now to solve for T, we're going to divide both sides by negative 1, which will just remove the negative sign. And then we have that. So that means 2 days ago, the closing price was $48.19. Okay. 2 days ago, the closing price was $48.19. Make sense? Okay. And then the last one, how does the annual return for dividend alone compare to the bank account offering 3.5%? Well, the dividend here is the dividend here is the annual yield annual yield is 4.7, which is the percent increase the yield here. Interest rate. So the dividend return of the annual. Yeah, so the dividend is alone gives the investor the annual return. So this is 4.7. So 4.7 the yield. So 4.7% is going to be greater than 3.5. So I would rather put the money in the bank. No, in the company for now. They are doing well because the 4.7% is greater than 3.5%. If you kind of solve it, all right, solve things out, but you can just work it out to compare. All right. So anyway, this is how to read again stock tables. All right.